Thank you. Thank you and welcome to the Seventh Evan podcast. I'm your host, Evan Myers. You can follow me on Twitter at Seventh Evan. Share the show with a friend. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, theoretically. I never really know. Listen, we're everywhere. We are everywhere. We're like the NSA. We're just everywhere. And it would be better if you just didn't resist. Just let us in to your home, into your family, your marriage. Let us watch your kids. Just let us in. It's fine. It's for your safety that you listen to the Seventh Heaven podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. How about a shout out to our studio audience? Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bitch. Well, I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Since I last spoke to you, it was on the eve of me moving. Lol. Moving. I said, fuck Arizona. I'm going to Texas. There's too many goddamn Californians in Arizona. They've ruined the state. It's polluted with all these Pacific Coast fuckers. These goddamn socialists. Oh, I don't want to pay the expensive cost of living in California. Let me move to Arizona and drive up the price. No, Arizona's dope, but fuck California. Fuck the cost of living right now. Fuck Joe Biden. These are simple truths that you have to accept. These are simple truths that you, the listener, yes, you, not the fucker behind you. Yeah, you're in your head. You got your headphones on. I'm not talking to the guy walking next to you. I'm not talking to your fucking mom. I'm not talking to these goddamn, you know the types. You know who I'm talking about. The first person that came to your mind. That's who I'm talking about. No, I'm talking to fucking you, bitch. All right? This is America. You know what we do in America? All we do is fucking win. Right, fucking bitch. Nothing but victory. Literally, bitch. I was down on 6th Street this evening, having a gay old time. Honest to God, I was disappointed in there was only one 6th Street. If you ever been to Austin, Texas, it's sort of like the Bourbon Street of Austin, which means it's very dirty. It's a lot of degenerates. It's fun. It's a great time, and I think everybody should go to it. I wouldn't bring my kids, but everybody should go to it. It's sort of like if Texas had a street that was just Los Angeles. I like that. I do, because you need a little grunge. You need grunge in your city. Not too much, because otherwise then it's fucking, then it's scary. But if you have just enough grunge, it puts people on a little edge, So it was fun. I parked. This is the great part. I really didn't even mean to hang out at 6th Street all day. I was going to go drive around Austin. And then I found a parking lot that was only like $5 for 12 hours. And I thought, Well, let's do that. And I hung out at a bar, had some brisket, because in Texas you can only eat brisket. Anything else makes you gay. You eat chicken, you're gay. You eat fish, you're gay. You eat fucking vegetables, you're gay, bro. I had brisket and mac and cheese, and it was lovely. It was actually really good. It wasn't like special. I've had better brisket in my time, but it was solid. It satisfied all of my sexual needs, and it was great. But my point is that I went down to fucking 6th Street and I only saw one pride flag. Guys, it's still June. I know it's like I'm recording this on it's Sunday morning at 3:00 in the morning. The 26th of June, guys, we still have another week of Pride Month, bro. We got another week of fucking Pride. And you have one rainbow flag. And by the way, it was just one of these lame ass old fucking regular rainbow flags, from way back in 2018. Those old flags that are way out of date from 2018? Yeah, it didn't have the triangle or the fucking stripes for cisgenders. It didn't have any of that. It was disgusting. And they only had one. Fucking pussies. It is Pride Month. I want to be showered in rainbow cum. I'm sorry. I misread that. I want to be showered in rainbow love. I am grossly disappointed in the city of Austin, Texas. I thought that we would have much more gay pride. And I'm not even gay. I swear to God, no matter what the Twitter algorithm puts on my feed, no matter what the haters and the losers say on the interweb, I'm not gay. But I like a little pride. I like pride. Now, they say pride goes before the fall. Listen, I'm not a man of the scriptures. I'm a man of feeble faith. But let me tell you, man. This country needs a little pride up its dick hole. All right? It was outrageous. There was one fucking flag on 6th Street. And then one building was like, we are black owned. It was literally like, we are black owned. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. I guess I won't be going there. I didn't go there. I actually don't even know what they did there. I just saw a sign that said, we are black owned. And I'm like, that's really the least interesting thing. What do you have to serve? What do you have for food, for alcohol, for women? What is it that you offer to me, the degenerate tourist who's cruising through your town, devouring everything he can? You're coming at me with it's black owned? Listen, if you just want to have white liberal fucking pussies strolling in there, then yeah, we're black owned. Great, good for you. Who gives a fuck? I want barbecue, I want liquor, and I want loose women. Is that too much to ask? Shut up. My pain is real. I was actually kind of disappointed. I thought there'd be a lot more gay pride out and about. And there really wasn't. And I'm like, hey, listen now. And that's the point. If you talk to like a liberal, like, well, it's Texas. I'm like, no, come on now. Come on now. It's not about being Texas. It's about the fact that you fuckers don't have enough pride. Okay? What are you, ashamed of the gays? Are you ashamed of the trans? Are you ashamed of non-binaries such as myself? Are you ashamed? It's disgusting. It's the fucking thing. These guys all like to think that they're fucking Martin Luther King Jr. just out there marching for civil rights, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to have a pride flag because it's cowboys and they'll kill me. Damn right we will. But she'll be a martyr and a hero. And we'll make murals of you next to George Floyd. By the way, congratulations on 2 years of sobriety, George.
The American people are tired of women.
Thank you, Bernie. Texas is great. I moved here a couple weeks ago. It's fun. It's lovely. It's hot as fuck. And I'm saying that as a guy who just moved here from fucking Arizona. It's hot as fuck. But here's the thing. I am living in a suburban home now, so air conditioning is plentiful. This is what the middle class is about, people. Comfort. Comfort. Safety. Neighbors that you occasionally give a head nod to. It's lovely. I'm drinking water, all right? I had a long day and night. Anywho, so it's Saturday and I thought, well, let me go drive around Austin. I've been to Austin before, but this was my first time really experiencing the 6th Street experience, if you will. I know that sounded fucking super smart. I did love it. It was fun. It was great. It was exhausting. I had to walk up and down the fucking street like 3 times. That's just too much. Too many steps for old Evan. But it was fun. It was great. And I was going to just drive through and then continue on because I want to go look at some areas in the Austin region that I might eventually further move to. But I didn't. I did not get to that because I went to this place, had some brisket. Cooper's is the name. Met some guys, some dudes, some fellas, some cocksmiths. I met them because one of them worked there, and the other one was sitting next to me at the bar stool. So that's about the extent of it. And we're drinking. We're having a good time. And then they're giving me free shots. That's fucking cool. And it's not a gay bar, by the way. These are just regular old, just a few straight guys having some fun. And we're watching ball, and then I look at the time, and well, Ole Miss was about to play Oklahoma, the College World Series. So I went to another bar after that, where the Alumni Foundation was hosting a event, a watch party, and it was basically just a bunch of fucking drunk-ass dudes in their 30s watching baseball, and you can't beat that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't fucking beat that. And it was great. Ole Miss fucking whacked Oklahoma. Fuck you, Oklahoma. Fuck you right to the core. No, they're cool. But it was fun. It was a delight. For those of you who don't follow college baseball, Ole Miss was the last team to make the playoffs. Number 64. The last team to get into the playoffs and has made its way to the championship and just won the first game, best of 3. So we play tomorrow, and God willing, we beat him then, so I don't have to watch another day of baseball. No, I do. I enjoy baseball, but it's always like, all right, let's go. But no, it was fun. But here's the thing. It was great. Texas is great. You know, you meet people. You do. You meet people. And everyone's friendly in the South. So they talk to you. It's not just like what we do in California. It's just like you do the head nod and it's like, ugh. Arizona's got a little bit of that too. If you're in the city, a lot of people are just like they're not conversational. Texas, they're like, yeah, well, I've been here for 30 years and and the words they say aren't important because, they're redneck scum and their lives don't matter. But it feels nice to, cosplay as a blue collar cowboy. So, of course, I just nodded along. Yeah, you're so interesting. But I will say this, it was fun because Ole Miss fucking won. That's for the fucking key, bro. That's the fucking key. We got the dub. Bro. Whacking Oklahoma. They can suck it. Kyler Murray, you can suck it. But, that's the thing. It's funny. Like, I just went to watch baseball, because I don't really care about other things or other people. I don't know if that's narcissism or jadedness, or it's probably narcissism, but I just don't I don't go to places and expect people to care about me, and because I don't care about them. So it's like, if I'm going to go to your bar, I'm going to watch the game, I'm going to order drinks, I'm going to give you a shitty tip, and then I'm going to leave. And if the game resulted with my team losing, I'm going to give you a bad review on Yelp, But, everybody's all fucking social and they're chatting it up. Oh, what year did you graduate? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, have you ever been back to Oxford since you graduated? I'm like, bitch, stop asking me questions. But I answered their questions reasonably. But it was funny. I had a few ladies, gals, bitches, I met a few out at the club, and but several of these hoes, they brought up Roe v. Wade. I had 3 of them either sort of reference it, which is okay, fucking thanks for the downer. Thank you. Oh, here's my opinion on the war in Yemen. Oh, I'm like, lady, I'm watching baseball. Do I give a fuck about Yemen? No. I'm watching baseball. I don't care. This is what people don't get. They're just downers. That's the worst part of millennials, is that we're downers. We're just depressed. Say what you will about boomers, who do suck. I'm not saying they don't suck. But boomers are the world is ending and we did it, but let's have some margaritas and go watch Jimmy Buffett and reminisce about 1968. And I'm like, all right. That's sad. That's embarrassing. That's cringe. But at least they're happy. Millennials are depressed. We're all on fucking pills. None of us can get erections anymore. We're all addicted to porn or some shit. We're like, oh, I need tentacles to get off. We're a disaster of a generation. We are a true fucking disaster of a generation. We have nothing to offer. We have no real tangible skills. All we do is complain. All we do is blog and microblog and fucking, oh, here I am on my vacation. Oh, I'm going on the river. Look at me on the river. Nobody cares. But we think everybody cares. So we just indulge ourselves and go, oh, I got 70 views on my last video.
Oh, and he said some bad words. He said the N-word.
I did not. Here's the important thing. Millennials suck. And we have this thing where we go out to the bars. We're meeting perfect strangers. We don't know a fucking thing about them. And they're like, I don't like that Roe v. Wade happened. And I'm like, I can't fucking help you. I didn't bring my black robes. I don't have black robes. I don't have any robes. Well, that's not true. I have a bathrobe, and it's red, and it's way too thick to wear because it's fucking hot. You see what I'm going through here, guys? Do you understand what I'm going through? And the notable interaction I had that was more forward, because the other two were more subtle, sort of like, and little references to fucking abortion, which is what you do when you meet somebody. You talk about abortion. You say, hey, what are your religion? What is your religion? What is your thoughts on abortion? Do you know anybody that's had an abortion? You know, it's like, let's bring that up. Yeah, is anybody close to you that's committed suicide? This is fun conversation at a bar. And this fucking lady, Bill Burr, this gal, this fucking clam, she goes, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I just moved here. I'm looking for a job. And she's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, well, that's... And then I'm like, well, like I got nothing to talk about. So I'm like, hey, but like, she's like, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I just want a fucking day job that allows me to work on my podcasting. By the way, women have to love hearing that, right? Like, what do you do? I have a podcast. Whoa. They love it. And they're like, does anybody listen? I'm like, fuck no, they don't. Fuck no, they don't. And that's what makes it great. That's what makes it free, is knowing that if anybody ever did listen, and if they ever did cancel me, it's because I made it. I made it to the fucking top, or at least halfway to the top. Oh, Evan, aren't you worried about losing your day job? No. I ain't worried about losing shit, because you can't lose shit if you don't have it. That's fucking right. So, this lady, she's like, oh, you got a podcast? Well, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, are you going to talk about Roe v. Wade? Are you going to talk about Roe v. Wade on your podcast? And I was like, I'm going to do a fucking 17-hour discussion on my podcast. That's the fucking truth. I don't know what you need to know about that. I'm going to do a full deep dive into my thoughts on abortion. No. This is what I told her. I said, my podcast, I try not to talk about contentious issues. I like to keep it lighthearted. And that seemed to navigate the discussion. That seemed to push it. That seemed to redirect it away. And it worked. I don't know how that I don't know how that worked. I don't know how it worked. But she's like, oh, okay. Well, what are your thoughts on men getting vasectomies? I said, I know a lot of dudes that should get vasectomies. That's what I said. A lot of dudes that I know should get vasectomies. And she's like, and then she left. It worked. But here's the thing, bitch. I lied. I am going to talk about abortion on my podcast. I am going to talk about abortion. I lied. I have lots and lots of thoughts to tell you, the listener, my thoughts on Roe v. Wade. First, I will discuss the importance of decentralization. And then I will discuss the issue of states' rights. And then I will discuss the issue of bodily autonomy.
Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not going to talk about any of that. You know why? Because I have thoughts and you have thoughts, but nobody's changing each other's mind. Isn't that amazing? We are collectively so fucking stubborn that no matter what I say or do is going to change anybody's mind. Doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. What does matter is that my opinions are correct. So you're just going to have to deal with it. It's a great day to be an American. The rights have been restored to the states. And now we can continue with national divorce. Yes. Let's end it all. It's funny, America's so pro-divorce. Like, if you tell anybody, like, I don't ever want to get a divorce, they're just like, oh, you're just going to be trapped with the same woman for the rest of your life. And I'm like, probably not, but still, I don't want to fucking spend 2/3 of my income doing that. Anywho. But when you bring up national divorce, everybody puckers up like, well, I'm fine with destroying my family, but not my country. Fucking bitches. It's funny. It's a weird thing. It's funny and it's weird. I see the people flailing. They're all mad about Roe v. Wade. And it's funny how, like, everybody, they have all anything they'll say that'll stick. Like, I was talking to this guy on Twitter today, and he directed Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man. And he's talking to me. What a loser. And he's like, oh, do you support it for rape victims? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Are you saying that you want to limit abortion to rape victims? And he's like, no. Okay, why did you bring that up? Oh, because you're throwing shit to see if it sticks. People who lie, like, this is what lawyers do. They go, let me throw everything I can just to see what sticks. You go, Mom, I want to take the car out to go to a party tonight. And they go, oh, I don't know, because there's probably going to be drinking at the party. And you got an important test next week, and I don't even know if I can trust you to drive because you're retarded. And you're like, Mom, it's a Bible study. We're going to be praying all night. And she goes, I abandoned religion years ago. God means nothing to me. This world is too short and violent to believe in a benevolent being. And I go, okay, fine. It's not a Bible study. It's a community service meeting. We're going to meet and talk about how to fix our community. And she's like, I kind of hate my community. And you go, okay, well, it's not about the community. The important thing is I'm trying to get laid, Mom. I'm trying to get laid, and I need to borrow your car. And she goes, I kind of don't want you to have sex because you're 16. Like, okay, and then you start negotiating. So you have all your excuses, and then you're like, well, what about if I vacuum the car when I'm done? And then she's like, all right, well, then you can spill cum stains all over the back seat then, and if you vacuum, that's fine. Yes! That's what this is the bullshit. This is the bullshitters line of thinking is I don't even have to believe it. I'm just going to say it and hope you believe it. There's a lot of that going on. Like, do you really want dudes to all get vasectomies? Why can't you just wear a condom? Is that so hard? And it's not like there's not a variety of condoms. I would understand if it was like that sheepskin shit they had to wear in like the 1920s when they fucked a whore at a gold mine. I understand where that may not have been fun. You might want to consider raw dogging it at that moment. But now we got ones that are like, ooh, her pleasure, his pleasure, ribbed. And they got all these fancy names, sensations, and they got I got a whole box of unused open condom. Well, they're not open, but it's a box that's open, that's unused. Hundreds of them. Hundreds. Thousands even. And they all have a special name, marketed, and they all feel great. Again, this is America. We have a solution to everything. We act like we have no solutions. We have lots of solutions. And that's the thing. It's like, why do I need to get a surgery to fuck you? I mean, that's an honest to God question. That's the difference between men and women. Men are like, I will fuck you in that porta potty over there. I will fuck you there. I will fuck you at the beach in sand rubbing against my taint. I will fuck you there. I will fuck you in that homeless encampment where Dirty John will be whacking off in his tent watching us. I'll fuck you there. Women are like, oh, I need the lighting to be right. I need music. Oh, I want to feel sexy. So like, don't look at my body. And I'm going to need you to get a vasectomy. What? What if, imagine if you will, you just put on a condom. I know we're just like so offended by that now. That thought of like, that a condom is just too oppressive. By the way, this is my favorite term that people are using now is they go, I don't support forced birth. What? Did you take that cream pie, ho? Did you? Did you take one? No one forced you. If someone forced you, different discussion. Reasonable people can have that conversation. If no one forced you, then no one forced you to give birth. What happened was you let a low-value male plow you, fill you with his seed, and then 9 months later, you gave birth. This is the nature of things. This is the natural order of things. Sorry, I'm starting to sound like Jen Rubin over here. Fucking dry mouth. Ugh. Abortion is one of those things where nobody is going to be happy ever with any solution. Which, again, leads to my point. Maybe national divorce is a good idea. But beside that point, there's just no one that's ever going to be happy. What did the abortion ruling really do? Well, fundamentally, it just kicked it back to the states. I know that's like controversial for some reason, the thought that people in another state might not share the same values as people in your state. That's like too much for people to bear. For some reason, I don't understand this. I don't understand why it is. And then they do the whole, oh, well, you can own a gun, but I can't get an abortion. I'm like, my guns have not killed anybody. Your abortions kill at least one person every time you get one. Like, I don't know why. But again, they know what they're doing, or it's this in the words of the great Adam Carolla. Yes. As the Ace Man would ask, are you stupid or are you a liar? And there's a lot of people that are full-blown stupid. There was this wonderful video, I forget who put it out, but they went to all these pro-choice rallies, and they said, are you pro-choice? Do you believe that it's your body, your choice? And all of them said yes. And then he said, do you believe that people should be forced to take the vaccine? And they were all like, oh, that's different. Is it? Well, that's true. I mean, Pfizer is probably just as deadly as an abortion, I suppose. Maybe not exactly 1-to-1 ratio, but I mean, certainly seems to happen. It's laughable. These are laughable. Again, I don't know if they're stupid or they're liars. I think many of them are liars. I think the leaders, I think the advocates, I think the people, like today, I saw something where they were willfully misreading a tweet from a senator claiming that he wanted to go back to segregation based on his tweet. And anybody with a reading comprehension, anybody who spent 2 minutes on Twitter would know that he was comparing this ruling to, I believe it was Dred Scott. And all these guys, fucking blue checks, just willfully misrepresenting it. Just saying like, oh, he wants to go back. And it's like, okay, I mean, this is all I hear when I hear that is that your target audience is retarded. That you have the dumbest fucking audience in the world that they go, oh yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, you're right. He's saying we need to go back to... No. He's comparing this ruling to the overturning of bad rulings in the past. He's not saying let's go back to that. Anybody with fucking 2 seconds to think about it would know that's what he was saying, but they weren't. They were willfully just fucking lying. As Jesse Kelly says, the sky is green. It's the sky is green syndrome, which is the idea that they will tell you that the sky is green and they expect you to just go along with it. They just full blown go, yeah, sky's green. And you're like, oh, I guess the sky is green now. And they're like going to be like, oh, the sky's orange, actually. I guess the sky's orange. It's just these people. The thing that gets me is that these people's votes are equal to mine. And I presume my listeners are smart because only smart people listen to me, obviously.
Oh, and he said some bad words. He said the N-word.
I don't appreciate that. Speaking of the N-word, a lot of people were letting that shit fly about Clarence Thomas. That was amazing. Like just white liberals calling him a house N-word. Like, oh, there it is. There it is. There's the mask slipping. I've been on Twitter way too fucking long in my life. I don't think I ever remember a single news story where Republicans or conservatives or libertarians were like, that effing N-word. Like, not about John Lewis when his ass croaked. Not about fucking Al Sharpton every time he opens his fucking mouth. But Clarence Thomas rules against abortion, and they're just like, oh, he's a House N-word. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, you want to go with that? Let's see how that goes. I mean, it's truly amazing. We live in amazing times. And, I'm sorry. I did promise that lady, this gal, that I was not going to talk about abortion on my podcast because I lied. I did lie to her. But here's the thing. I really wasn't going to. I was not going to. I was going to see. I was going to try and do what I normally do. Go find some funny news stories and entertain you people and give you my heart and soul and comment on moving to Texas, give you all a life update. I was going to do all that. And then this fucking bitch tonight is like, are you going to talk about Roe v. Wade? No. Yes. Yes, bitch. Yes, I am. I'm going to give you all my thoughts. I'm going to give you my dissertation. It's funny. It's weird. And then you see these protests with these. Have you seen these protests where it's like these scrawny men who fucking go out there with these signs that are like pro-choice? And I'm like, okay, you fucking tryhards. That was the other thing. There's this couple at the barbecue place I went to. And they're both wearing masks, like, until their food got whatever. Like, they were just wearing masks sitting there. And I'm like, who are you doing this for? Are you just like that? Are you just trying to shame us? Like, 99%. Like, there were people who rolled in with mask on and then, like, would take them off, which is the most retarded thing in the world. Like, genuinely retarded. Is walking into a restaurant, ordering food, and then taking it off, eating for 20, 30 minutes, and then putting it back on and walking out. It's like, no joke, the dumbest shit in the world. But these people, they were just like at their table, just like wearing them. I'm like, are you, like, it was a dude and a girl. I'm like, is it her and you're just that desperate to fuck her? You got to be careful, man. We just got rid of abortion in Texas. You got to be careful. But here's the thing. The truth of the matter is this has nothing to do with healthcare. This has nothing to do with fucking rights. This is about having consequence-free sex with low-value people. That's it. And the Democratic Party has built their entire foundation on this concept. Hey, man, we're the fun party. You can fuck around and not have to worry about those pesky little kids you might accidentally raise. And even if you choose to give birth, we'll put them on welfare so you'll never have to actually do anything productive for them. This is what they do. It has nothing to do with women's rights. If they cared about women's rights, then they would support the right for women to bear arms. You know, the right to self-protection. And that's the point. They always go, they bring up rape, and I'm like, I support women to shoot their rapists in the fucking head. Oh, well, we're going to release him in 2 years because George Soros told us to. Fucking ridiculous. What is my opinion on abortion? This is that's what I fundamentally, what is my opinion on it? As Jordan Peterson said, you wouldn't give it as a gift. Abortion is one of those things that It's one of the most fucked up things that we do in society. And everybody who is in favor of it just blankets over. They just use all these buzzwords. They go choice. It's women's bodies. It's their body, their choice. Oh, and now they're saying forced pregnancy. They just do all these euphemisms and fucking everything they can to cover their tracks. And it doesn't ever answer the question, when does life begin? I mean, that is the question. When does a person get rights? They want 16-year-olds to be able to vote for president. The dumbest fucking people in the world. I would rather let 8-year-olds vote than 16-year-olds. Because at least an 8-year-old is not fucking angry at the world. They're not all fucking pissed off for no fucking reason. They just want to play with Legos and shit. Fucking 16-year-olds are just mad. They're just mad. Which means they're going to be Democrat. Like, that's the only reason any of these, they just know it's another voting block they can add to the pool and go, oh yeah, all the 16-year-olds voted for us because we run the teachers' unions and we're just going to tell them how to vote. We might even drive into the fucking polling station. It's not about rights. It's never about rights. It's about power. It's about control. That's it. And what is the way in which you control women? You give them a shitty job. You tell them that's the only key to their happiness and that family is bad for them. And if you're like many of these companies, you offer to pay for their abortion. So instead of getting them paid maternity leave, you pay $4,000 for them to take a week off, have them bleed out their fucking uterus, force a miscarriage, and get right back to work. This is the Seventh Heaven Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Follow me on Twitter at Seventh Heaven. Share with a friend. Follow me on Instagram at Seventh Heaven Pod. It's a great day to be an American, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Have a good night.